like and subscribe. Now let me get straight to it. This isn't my usual type of content, but I've been hearing and seeing so much negativity about black men on YouTube and in TikTok to where I gotta defend myself. Now you can call me a sassy man. You can say that I'm intimidated by women and all this kind of crazy, all this. I mean, it's so much nonsense. Women put so much nonsense on YouTube and in TikTok talking about black men and know nothing about black men. Understand this. My wife asked for a divorce when I was about 34 years old. And when I thought about it, I said, wow, this is really a good idea. So gave her the divorce. She got the house. She got child support, but joint custody of my kids. Joint custody of my kids. I wanted, you're not taking my kids and going nowhere. I should have asked for custodial custody, but I didn't know anything about all that. Moved out, got an apartment, slept on the floor, and hustled up till I could get myself together again. Got myself together again, and when I got myself together again, took about 3 years. Then I got into my kids, concentrating more on my kids again. I was never out of their lives. But anyway, I'm not going to put her down, but to make a long story short, she lost the house. I went to court to get custody of my kids. The first lawyer took $1,000 retainer, didn't show up in court. Second lawyer I talked to said it would be impossible. I wrote the motion and the affidavit up myself based on my divorce papers. Got custody of my kids. Made sure that they got a good education, gave them a chance to go to college, and I paid out of my pocket for them to go to college. Gave them the opportunity. My daughter didn't finish. She only had one semester left to finish. But that's going into another story. So my kids grown, graduate, move out. Well, my son had a few more months of school left when I purchased this house, approximately 20 years ago. And as a single man, did I want to get married? Yeah, I wanted to get married. And I was looking for a wife. And I was taking women out to dinner and all this kind of stuff. And it was just a waste of money. Just a total waste of money. Too much money being thrown away. And that was 20 years ago. And that money could have been better spent. So I just said, the heck with the dating thing. The heck with it. And then I went on and purchased my home 20-something years ago as a single man. Then 10 years later, the guy that lives on the right side of me, he purchased his home about 10 years ago. Single man. Then 5 years ago, a guy purchased a house next door to me. We're all single men. So you ask, where are we at? Most of us, we've purchased homes. And we don't throw away money. For instance, I put a sink and a toilet in my half bathroom. The cost of the sink and toilet and the hardware to go with it was about $250, $275. Now, which would I rather have? Would I rather go on a date with a woman who tells me that she doesn't bring anything to the table because she's a table? Or would I rather have the sink and toilet in my bathroom? See, it's not how much money you make, it's how you handle your money. And I got to a point where instead of taking women out on dates, I would invite them over for a candlelight dinner. Steak, crab legs, probably a salad, or either oven fried catfish with a salad. I don't eat, now I'm just fish and chicken occasionally now. And then I cooked this woman a nice dinner, and the only thing I expected her to do was to help clean off the table. While I was cleaning off the table, she just sat there watching me clean off the table. We sat down, listened to some music, and I couldn't wait for her to leave. Couldn't wait. I felt like a waiter in a restaurant. She just sitting there drinking wine, and I'm cleaning off the table. That's not the type. Mm-mm. I don't know if she considered her a table or what she. And be perfectly truthful with you, she wasn't all that attractive. I was, as far as I'm concerned, lowering my standards because I wanted a relationship. But it wasn't about looks. It was about personality and character and what we could do together. See, I'm looking for one. I have no medical issues. None. Haven't been to a doctor in I don't know how many years. And the last time I went, the guy gave me some pills that made me dizzy. And then I called him to tell him about it. And then he said, oh, okay, I'm going to prescribe something else for you. I hung the phone up. I eat organic. I get my exercise in, physical exercise, and I read for mental exercise. If I get into a relationship with a woman, then the thing that I would want us to do, I'm a romantic. I love romance. So the thing that I would want us to do would be get up in the morning and just dance for about an hour and a half or 2 hours, just dancing for exercise. And then cook a nice meal in the kitchen together. Later on, cook dinner together. Work out together, and then I have a YouTube channel. Then I would want her to be able to edit film or bring some kind of quality to my life. But just getting into a relationship with a woman, and she says that never ask a woman what she brings to the table, because all that's gonna come out once you get to know each other. And the key for me is that if I meet a woman, if we can't, I'm gonna tell you, and for the fellas out there, if you meet a woman, if you can't have an hour conversation with her on the phone, leave her alone, because that relationship starts with the phone. If you don't have an entertaining phone call that you both enjoy for an hour, then taking her out to dinner, there's not going to be any. You don't have anything to talk about. So don't even do that. It all begins with a telephone conversation, and if the telephone conversation is just about having dinner, 5 minutes, we're gonna meet for dinner, leave her alone. Don't even get in that. But I guess you can say I'm just venting, because and this stuff about black men being, 2 black men live on both sides of me. And I'm not going to, I gave away a house. I'm not going to put myself in a position to give away another house and not to have my peace of mind. The only thing men want in a relationship is companionship and peace of mind. Companionship and peace of mind. Do things together. At this age, do things together. But when I got custody of my kids, I wasn't whining and complaining about the responsibility. They were my children. They were my responsibility. Was it supposed to be fun? I don't know. Was it fun? Yeah, it was fun. Yes, I enjoyed raising my kids. I enjoyed seeing them laugh. I enjoyed seeing them happy. One of the things I loved to do the most was when I took them out, gave them some of their money for Christmas, take them out Christmas shopping. And then I would whisper in my daughter's ear, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra money so you can get that. Don't tell your brother. Then I would tell him the same thing. But at the end of the shopping trip, I'd tell him that I told them both the same thing. That to me was fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. Coached my son in football and baseball. Coached my daughter in baseball, and she was on the cheerleader team of my son's football team. Pee-wee stuff. It was just fun. Connecting and hanging out with my kids. So these women nowadays, I don't know what the big deal is about raising kids. I worked all the overtime I could get when I divorced my wife, so because gave her everything and I was sleeping on the floor. Totally uncomfortable. I can remember days where I would get up and go where I fell asleep on the couch, working so much overtime, and then I woke up from sleeping on the couch, and I wasn't sure if it was in the morning or the evening, and I had to go to work. Then when I found out it was in the evening, I said, oh, thank God. Or then waking up on a Sunday morning, alarm clock go off, thinking and then, okay, time to go to work. And then realizing it's Sunday, I didn't have to go to work. Did what I have to, I did what I had to do. I didn't complain. Those kids were my responsibility, and I'm going to take care of my kids, and that's what I did. It wasn't about whether was it fun or not. It wasn't even about that. Responsibility ain't supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be responsibility gives you satisfaction after a job well done. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.